Ever wondered what the rich never buy or invest in? Well, it's time to unravel the enigmatic spending habits of the wealthy. You might be picturing yachts, private jets, and penthouses, but the reality is both more nuanced and fascinating. In our journey to understand the spending habits of the rich, we'll be focusing on three key areas that they often avoid. These are impulse buys, luxury items, and things that don't last. First up, impulse buys. The wealthy understand that every penny counts, and while an occasional splurge might not break the bank, frequent impulse purchases can add up and hinder their financial progress. They practice mindful spending, carefully considering each purchase and its long-term value. They're not swayed by discounts or limited time offers. Instead, they invest in what they truly need. Next, we delve into luxury items. You might think the rich are all about brand names and high-end fashion. But while they might occasionally indulge, they're not slaves to trends. They value quality over labels and know the importance of distinguishing between wants and needs. You'll be surprised to find that some wealthy individuals prefer thrift stores over designer boutiques or modest accommodations over opulent suites. It's not about scrimping, but about seeking value. Lastly, we'll explore the concept of avoiding things that don't last. The wealthy are focused on long-term value and satisfaction. They steer clear of spending on things that are fleeting or depreciate quickly, whether it's late fees, overpriced cable packages, or goods with a short lifespan. They prefer to invest in things that will endure, like real estate or memorable experiences. In this world where consumerism is rampant, the wealthy have managed to carve out their own path, prioritizing value, longevity, and meaningful experiences over immediate gratification and ostentatious displays of wealth. So, are you ready to dive into the financial secrets of the wealthy? Let's start by understanding the concept of impulse buys. First off, let's talk about impulse buys. Now, you might be thinking, what's the harm in a little retail therapy? Well, let's delve into that. Impulse buys are those spur-of-the-moment purchases that we've all been guilty of at some point. They are the candy bars in the checkout aisle, the shoes on sale that you just have to have, or that fancy gadget that promises to make life easier. They are the purchases that we didn't plan for, the ones that catch our eye and make us whip out our wallets without a second thought. The wealthy, however, approach these impulse buys with a different mindset. They understand the long-term implications of these seemingly insignificant purchases. You see, they're aware that these little splurges, when added up over time, can amount to a significant drain on their resources. Think of it this way: if you were to buy a $5 coffee every day, it might not seem like much. But over the course of a year, that's nearly $2,000. Now imagine if that money was invested instead. Over time, it could grow into a substantial sum. A sum that could be used to reach financial goals or build wealth. The wealthy comprehend this. They grasp that every dollar spent on an impulse buy is a dollar not spent on something that could bring them long-term value. They know that every unplanned purchase is a step away from their financial goals. This doesn't mean they never indulge or treat themselves. On the contrary, they do. But they do so mindfully, with the clear understanding of the value and the impact of their purchases. They weigh their wants against their needs, and more often than not, they choose the option that aligns with their financial objectives. In essence, the wealthy are mindful of their spending and only buy things that they need or that bring them long-term value. They understand the perils of impulse buying and steer clear of it, ensuring that every penny is put to good use, contributing to their overall wealth and financial security. Next on the list are luxury items, something many of us have a soft spot for. Now let's delve into this intriguing realm of opulence where the wealthy seem to tread quite differently. When you think of the affluent, you might conjure up images of designer clothes, swanky cars, and lavish homes, but the reality is often far from this cliched portrait. The rich are not necessarily slaves to fashion or trends. They don't always yearn for the latest Gucci bag or the newest Rolex watch. Instead, they often opt for value over brand names. So, what's the secret behind this unconventional approach? Well, it all boils down to understanding the difference between wants and needs. A want is something you'd like to have, like that shiny new sports car or that latest iPhone. A need, on the other hand, is something you must have for survival. Food, shelter, and clothing, for instance. While it's perfectly fine to indulge in wants occasionally, It's crucial to prioritize needs over wants. The wealthy have mastered this art. They manage to resist the allure of the latest trends and avoid the trap of equating self-worth with material possessions. They know that a brand name doesn't necessarily guarantee quality or longevity. They understand that $1,000 suit won't make them any more successful than a modestly priced one. Interestingly, they might even shop at thrift stores or opt for more affordable accommodations, even if they can afford more. They recognize that true luxury is not about flaunting wealth, but about enjoying quality and comfort. They invest in items that bring them long-term value and satisfaction, rather than fleeting pleasure. So while the world might be swooning over the glitz and glamour of luxury brands, our wealthy counterparts are silently redefining luxury. They're teaching us that value doesn't lie in the price tag, but in the joy, comfort, and longevity an item brings. While the wealthy may indulge in luxury items from time to time, they always keep their financial goals in mind. So the next time you're tempted by that designer label, remember it's not about what you own, but how you use what you own that truly matters. Lastly, let's discuss why the rich avoid spending money on things that don't last. There's a common misconception that the wealthy are always splurging on the latest and greatest, but when it comes to the things that truly matter, they're far more discerning. You see, the wealthy understand the importance of investing in things that provide long-term value or satisfaction. They're not interested in the fleeting thrill of a new gadget or the temporary convenience of an overpriced service. Instead, they focus on purchases that will stand the test of time, such as real estate or unique experiences. Consider real estate. It's tangible, it's lasting, and it's a proven vehicle for wealth accumulation. Real estate can provide a steady stream of income, potential appreciation, and tax benefits. It's a long-term investment that can pay off in spades, and that's precisely why the wealthy are drawn to it. And then there are experiences. The wealthy know that memories outlast material possessions. Instead of spending money on the latest designer handbag or sports car, they might choose to invest in a once-in-a-lifetime trip or a special family event. These experiences not only provide immediate joy, but also lasting satisfaction and fond memories. But it's not just about what the wealthy choose to spend their money on. It's also about what they choose not to spend their money on. Late fees, for instance, are a needless waste of money that the wealthy avoid at all costs. By being organized and planning ahead, they ensure their bills are paid on time, thus avoiding unnecessary charges. Similarly, they are not swayed by the allure of premium cable packages or subscription services. Instead, they opt for more cost-effective options that still meet their needs. They understand that every penny saved is a penny that could be better invested elsewhere. The wealthy understand the value of money and know how to make it work for them. They don't squander it on ephemeral pleasures or unnecessary luxuries, but rather they use it to create lasting value and long-term satisfaction. That's the secret to their success, and it's a lesson we could all benefit from learning. Now that we've delved into the spending habits of the rich, it's time for a quick recap. We've journeyed through the enigmatic spending habits of the wealthy, and it's clear that it's not just about how much you earn, but how wisely you spend it. The first pitfall we explored was impulse buying. Remember, the wealthy steer clear of these spur-of-the-moment purchases. They understand that each seemingly insignificant purchase can accumulate over time, potentially hindering their financial goals. They are mindful spenders, circling around needs and long-term value rather than fleeting wants. Then we looked at luxury items, those shiny baubles and designer labels that can be so tempting. While it's true that the wealthy may occasionally indulge, they're not held captive by fashion or trends. They understand the importance of distinguishing between wants and needs, and they prioritize value over brand names. They're not above shopping at thrift stores or choosing modest accommodations, even if their pockets can accommodate more. Our journey then took us to a key principle of wise spending, avoiding things that don't last. The wealthy focus on investments that bring long-term value or satisfaction, like real estate or experiences. They don't squander money on late fees or overpriced cable packages. Their spending is a strategic game, and they're playing for keeps. Understanding these habits can empower you to make smarter financial decisions. By avoiding impulse buys, you can channel your resources towards meaningful, long-lasting purchases. By focusing on value over luxury, you can free yourself from the shackles of materialism and make your money work harder for you. And by investing in things that last, you can build a financial legacy that withstands the test of time. So, as we wrap up, take these lessons to heart. Remember, wealth isn't just about earning more, it's about spending wisely. So start making money work for you, just like the wealthy do.